Good afternoon. It is July 1st, 2021, and this is what we're looking at for today. Really, I would call this an uptrend day, but we are basically within the overnight highs and lows all day, so it's kind of a range day. But really, I mean, the bias was clearly up all day. So, this is the overnight highs, overnight lows, and that's about the midline. So you can see prices bounced off the midline here, and you wouldn't have had this daily trend channel drawn. I don't think really you would have it probably like that. You wouldn't have it drawn until, and maybe you would have it like this, looking at that as a midline. If you're really good, you might have it around here, because they're going off these highs, and this as a midline. But this is really where it's truly confirmed, or at least that's how I feel. Not a lot of good trades. Very similar to yesterday, in that prices were pretty congestive, and you're just not getting a lot of good setups. But with that being said, let's take a look at these trades. I'm not really trying to sit around and talk all day, so let me just get right into it. We had this channel here. I'll draw this in the overnight. It's probably like that. You get a break, and that's probably 2 legs down, and then we get a correction, and we get resistance near the midline, and then we get, this looks a bit congested, but you do get a second entry. I think I entered this. Yeah, I entered this. I probably shouldn't have, after you don't get triggered on this bar, because at that point it's clearly just congestion. But if you did take that, you do get a scalp out of it eventually. And we make another high. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I was thinking you could kind of look at this as like a high or low, maybe enter here, but that's just a little dangerous, because that's like going into a double test of that price level. So that's really aggressive, but I'm sure plenty of people went long there. I think that would have gotten you 5 ticks exactly. 97.25. Yeah, 98.50. So that's where all the scalpers exited. And you can see this here. But then if you're just patient, you do get a first, second entry. And I do like that. Off the midline, off the EMA, off the midline of the range, overnight highs and lows, but also off this midline. And if you're drawing your trend line, even if you're drawing the lows right here, that's off the midline. So that's the trade of the day. If you caught that, I didn't see that. I was just too worried about all this congestion to be taking anything. But if you're looking at it, we're clearly making higher lows, and we made a higher high. So yeah, I think you can see that, and you can take that. So we make a nice leg up, and then it gets congestive, similar to the opening, or I mean not the opening, but around the time that the market opened. Oh, this is actually isn't. I need to fix this, because I'm on the East Coast, so my opening time is actually later. So this kind of looks to me like a repeat pattern of this. You get a nice leg up and then some congestion. So that's why I'm not marking this, and that is a second entry, but you would have gotten trapped. And really, at that point, you should have been thinking about these lows anyway, because it looks like prices are responding to those lows. So that is the midline of this larger daily channel. Excuse me, I had an interruption. I think I was talking about the repeat pattern here. Another reason you might want to stay away from it is these two dojis, but I mean, I don't know. It is a nice second entry off the EMA, so it's a great trap. I'm very curious to see what Mack has to say about it. But really, I think the key is drawing your trend line off these lows and realizing that that is pretty far from the trend line, and you're going into the highs. So let's see. This turns out to be, I drew this this range off these lows and these three highs. We get a breakout, and first time breakout typically fails. That rule held here, and then the midline seems to hold prices. And look at that. We get a touch here of that price level, goes up, comes back down, another touch. I don't think you can go long here because it's a third entry long, but those matching lows, you know, and it's like I said, it's far from this midline too. So, but anyway, we get this breakout again, and you get a breakout pullback. I do not like going long on this because you're going right into that important price level here. That's clearly going to be important. I mean, you do get a scalp, but that's risky. Very congestive. And we get this big leg down. There's no way you can go short here. This is just the first entry, even though the signal bar is no good. It's just the first entry. But that's a first entry, second entry. I gotta mark that. If you have I don't think I can mark it blue, but I'm gonna mark it green, because if you have your trend channel drawn off these lows and these highs, and then you put show measured moves, it would have taken you down here off these lows, and then it bounces there, and that's a second entry long. So I mean, really, it's technically because you could say this is a second entry, so this is a new high, first entry, second entry. I like that. I like aggressive moves like that. It's also off the midline of the overnight range, so I like that. First entry, second entry here. This is actually something you might want to consider for a few reasons. I mean, you would have probably backed out eventually because this is hyper congestion. But the reason I would consider that is because it's like a breakout pullback and it's a second entry. Oh, never mind, it's a third entry. So no, you can't consider that. Here we get a breakout pullback at the midline of the daily uptrend. So yeah, I mark that as aggressive. I wouldn't take. I don't know. It's really tough to say you would actually take that. And really, this might be how this is how the trend channel should have been drawn off this low. Boom, you can see that we get an overshoot, leads to a break. You get a first, second entry. I like this move a lot. I like this entry. Excuse me. Yes, it's going into the overnight highs. But that's just a great setup off the EMA. We should expect after this leg up, this strong leg up, we should expect a move to a new high. It's a second entry long, great signal bar. What else? There's probably trapped shorts. Because they think that we just broke out from overnight highs. We're going to go lower, even though the bias has been up all day. I think this is a great entry. I did enter this, and I was down like 400 simulated dollars on what's it called? Yeah, simulated dollars. I took like 3 trades earlier, went 1 for 3, but then I saw this setup. I had to take it, and got a nice runner here. Oh, what I did want to, I had a measured move drawn because I wanted to put my target up here, and I was gonna put my target like like right here. I would have missed the target anyway. Ooh, this looks like a good entry right here. I like this higher low off the midline into this congestion. So anyway, that's what I saw today. And I'll be back tomorrow. Let's take a look at the chart real quick. Final product. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good day.